Greetings, YouTube. Today has been an all-time weird day in the Marvel Casino of Champions. We started the day as, I guess technically, almost noon Central Standard Time hit with a Google server issue that knocked out the game for several minutes, causing so many messages to flood my way. Now, I will say again, this was a Google server issue. It affected a lot of different apps, everything including, say, Spotify. That doesn't mean that people weren't inconvenienced, of course. I had so many messages from people saying that they were making late Alliance War pushes, and yes, wish they would have had the boss down before then, but got wrecked. I know people who said that they were in the middle of like Room 10 of Incursions, or say they were fighting a Act 7 boss or a side quest boss. Maybe they were in a deep arena grind. Who knows? You know, everybody's always a different place. When the game goes down, everybody is affected. Then we had my Battle Realm bestie. Go to her community page, Miss Katie Candy, if you haven't seen it. Basically, do something pretty brave. And that's say, look, I've got information that I wish wasn't true. But Icarus, as you think you know him in the game, is still broken. I know they said that they fixed him and that he's already been kind of nerfed once before release, but he's going to be nerfed again because, as intended, he's still not working as I've seen him in, say, the content creator program beta. Keep in mind, this is pretty big news because the early access bundles are today, right? This is like if you were buying a car and they said, hey, before you buy this, I just want you to know the alternator doesn't work. And you're like, all right, well, fix it. It's a new car. And then they fix it. But as they're selling you the car, they know that the engine also isn't working as intended, but they don't want to tell you that until you've given them the money. That's essentially what this feels like. So that is the opposite of good news. That is very much bad news. And we've also seen Kabam, because they control refunds, either not give compensation for something like this, because I remember a couple of people brought up this sort of happened with Doctor Doom and even Hercules, and then they never saw compensation. But also, of course, they're intentionally trying to maximize profits. So, bad news. But then, Champion League news can be good news, or at least somewhat good news, somewhat exciting news. And December seemed like a no-brainer for a Spider-Verse villain because we have, of course, Spider-Man No Way From Home coming out, the movie that I am affectionately referring to as Spider-Man Endgame. I am as excited about this movie as I have been for anything, not just Marvel-related, but any movie related to anything. So, there was quite a bit of speculation even this week from people behind the scenes that Sandman was going to be the confirmed villain. Well, that is not what this information is all about. Instead, it is about Kraven the Hunter. Now, I gotta tell you, I kind of remember Kraven the Hunter, but I don't know him that well. He was born and raised in Russia in the early half of the 20th century, during the time of the Russian Revolution, born into an aristocracy that had come to an end. He's known as Kraven the Hunter, became one of the greatest hunters to fulfill his sense of lost nobility. Now, you might be wondering, I know he's involving Spider-Man, what are his abilities? To me, that's always the question. Like, what's this person supposed to be able to do? Though, of course, that doesn't mean if they're OP in the comics, they're going to be OP in this game. If they're OP in the game, they're probably not very good in the comics. And his power grid, Marvel rates his fighting skills at a 6, durability 3, speed 3, strength 4, intelligence 3. So he is kind of an average Spider-Man villain in terms of stats. Maybe that means he's going to be the greatest ever. Again, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman stamina, durability, agility, reflexes, longevity, and enhanced senses. Also, you could argue he's got immortality, because due to his resurrection being in balance, Kraven is in a state of immortality. Only Spider-Man is able to kill him, and if anyone attempts to, he will survive it. However, there's a loophole to this curse, as Kraven is able to die by donning the Spider-Man costume and embracing his ideals while allowing his son to kill him. If that's not dark, I don't know what is. It also sounds somewhat biblical. So I think this could be fun. I don't know. Last year we had a Spider-Verse champion in December, and that was only one. Spider-Ham, remember that? Now, this is partially because, I assume, the same reason last year, it's a non-traditional month in the month of December because it is the gifting event, of which I will do another video about that because there's so much drama going on with gifting event that I don't even know where to start. So I'm collecting data and information to do a video on that probably before I go to bed tonight. But in the meantime, are you excited about Kraven the Hunter, or are you sad that this isn't Sandman or somebody else? Obviously, Shocker is another Spider-Man villain. Morbius has been requested, but there's going to be a Morbius movie, so I would imagine that's going to be more appropriate for when that movie comes out. Either way, thanks for all the feedback today. Not really a day of crystal opening commentaries because I've had to push those back with so much news breaking. That's what my channel is all about, and I appreciate that you all have continued to stick with me over the years. As I know, like my puns, sometimes it feels like it's quantity over quality, but hopefully when my channel gets it right, it's a little bit mixture of both.